Alright guys, welcome back to MTech Talking. Today we're going to be talking about the Google Pixel 6 Pro. So Landon, have you had any major bugs or anything?
I can't say that I've really noticed any bugs per se. I've only had it for a couple weeks now, so I just got the April update. I think the only thing I've really noticed battery-wise and stuff like that is the router is not very good. You don't get great signal. You don't really lose signal, but it just doesn't get great signal. And I think that is really one of the problems with the battery life, because it's always having to search for a signal. So then it's using a lot of battery life, because like when I don't have signal, it'll go down like 1% a minute, which is not very good at all. But other than that, I haven't really noticed any other bugs. Camera seems good. There is sometimes when I swipe up to swipe my apps out, I hold the home button. Sometimes it lags a little bit, kind of pauses. That only happens once a week or something like that. But then I just kind of press the home button and go back, do it again. Other than that, it's been good.
So would you say that the fingerprint scan or anything is really slow on it?
Yeah, so the fingerprint scanner. So I tried getting a tempered glass one that was supposed to work with a screen protector that was supposed to work with the fingerprint scanner, and I did not like it. I could not get it to register at all. So I just got one of the TPU film ones, put that on, and I haven't really had any problems with it. I don't think I've ever had it not read my fingerprint. Maybe once, and I had dirty hands or something like that. But otherwise, it reads. It's a little slow compared to the S20 Ultra that I just had, but I won't complain about it. It's not really that slow.
So would you say that the speed is equal to the price, because it is kind of a cheaper high end?
So for me, I guess that's the thing, is I would not pay $900 for it. I just wouldn't. I don't think it's that good of a phone. But if you're doing what I did, I switched over to Verizon, so they gave it to me basically for free, and then I just had to pay to upgrade to the Pro because the Pixel 6 was free. So I only have less than $300 into it plus the plan. So if you can get a deal like that, then I would say absolutely I would go with that before I'd go with any other ones. And even I don't know, I would think maybe a $700 phone, but $900 seems a little steep. But you do get some features over the S22 Plus, obviously the camera and stuff like that. You get more RAM, but yeah. Other than that, I just wouldn't pay $900 for it. But I think it's a good phone overall.
Okay. So what would you think it compared to the normal 6? Do you think the 6 is a better deal, or do you think they're both about equal?
I think that comes down again. I haven't used the 6, but I think that comes down again to what kind of deal you can get on it. If you're going out and paying full price, then yeah, I'd probably go with the 6 if I was going to do it that way. But if you can get a deal like me where they're giving the 6 away, and for a couple $100 more, $300 more, you can get the Pro, then I would do it, because then I think it's worth it then, because you're only paying $300. So.
Okay. But what would you think about the camera? I mean, it's very camera-focused phone.
Camera, I think is fine. I wouldn't say it's spectacular in any way, but I think it's good. I haven't used the camera a lot. The front-facing camera, for taking selfies, on Snapchat, things like that, I don't like it. It doesn't work well. It doesn't work well with Snapchat for some reason. I feel the quality is low. But on the actual camera, I think it's fine. But again, you have to get used to that. You can't look at the screen and know what your picture's going to be like. It has to, because the Google has to process it and things like that. So that's something you have to get used to, is you can't look at the screen and be like, this is not a very good picture. You got to actually take the picture, and then it's okay. But I don't know. It's not spectacular, but I haven't really used any other phones of flagship to really compare it to.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not really a camera expert.
So with the ultra wide, I've heard some people said this, and I said it in my own video, but would you say the ultra wide is really that wide? Because it's only 0.7 versus the other versus the competitors where it's 0.5 and stuff.
Yeah. It definitely is not. It could be a little wider. It's not super wide. I've only taken a few shots of the wide, and I'm not like super impressed by it because obviously it's not super wide. But I think the quality's it's a little bit lower than the main camera, but I think it's fine. It's definitely nothing spectacular though. So like if you want a wide angle lens, it's probably not the phone for you. However, the 4x telescopic, that's pretty nice. It gets good zoom shots, but I'm not a super big fan of the wide angle. And you can't, I just actually found this out the other day, you can't record 4K 60 with the wide angle. So like to switch, if you want to do like a video and you wanted to switch back and forth between wide angle, you wouldn't be able to do 4K 60 with it, which...
Okay. So, of the lenses, you might be able to correct me here, but isn't a 50 megapixel main sensor?
I believe it's a 50.
And that aren't all the other ones just 12, or is one like 8
I
or something?
think the wide angle and the telescopic are both 12. But again, with all that stuff too, is like it's only rendering at like 12 or however that works. You're not like really getting a 50 megapixel picture.
So it's being...
I think on the Google it probably helps with that because it does so much processing. It can take more information in.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember using, I didn't own one, but I used some pictures on the Pixel 2. And I honestly, from what I remember of that phone, I wouldn't say this is a lot better considering the camera's supposed to be a lot better. I think that was a very good camera.
Okay. And what do you think of the design? Because
it grew on me. Looking at pictures, I ordered the white one too, and I wasn't sure how that was going to look because like on pictures, it's kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't a super big fan of it. But now actually getting it, and as soon as I opened the box, I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. The white one, love it. I would totally recommend the white one. The silver accents. So like, yeah, design wise, I like it. Feel, I think it feels fine. It's the gloss, not the fogged glass back. So you're gonna get fingerprints. But that's again why I ordered the white, because I figured you wouldn't be able to see it as much. But feel, I use a case now, but even without the case, I would say it feels just fine. I mean.
Okay, and this kind of goes with the looks, but some people have like said how like the software kind of looks like childish and stuff. Like, what would you think of that? Like, do you think the software looks good or?
Yeah, like the big bubbles. Again, that's something that like will grow on you. I never really had a problem with it to begin with, and I actually kind of like that. Like when you swipe down to get your quick settings, I actually kind of like how it's bigger. On some things, like you have the Google Home app, so you can actually like click on it and like kind of see, and then also like your Bluetooth, you can kind of see what it's connected to and things like that. So I actually like that. You don't get as much like on one screen. You have to swipe over to get all your options, but no, I kind of like it. I have no complaints about that.
Okay. Is there like anything that you would want to point out if someone's like if someone's like thinking of getting this phone?
Not really. Again, it's like I wouldn't pay $900 for it. Now I haven't used it like compared to like the S22 Plus, because that was actually the phone I was thinking about getting, but I decided to get this because of that deal I got for it. Overall, I think it's a great phone. The screen with the angled edges, curved edges, I like that. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that because I used the S20 Ultra. And again, too, coming from the S20 Ultra, that's very comparable, and like, because it's like the gloss back, the curved edges. Coming from that, I think it's very good because you get the 120 hertz, and you can also have it in 1440.
Okay.
Because you can't adjust the 1440; it's always 1440. But yeah, I like it. And battery-wise, I would not say I have any complaints about the battery, other than the modem, like the router in it. Like, it does not get very good battery when it's having to search for networks. But other than that, like day-to-day use, I think the battery life is just fine. I actually have went a couple times. I went 2 days with it. Now that was only with like about 3 hours of screen time, so not a lot of screen time because I was outside and things like that. So if you're just kind of like an average user and you just some days you're going to put a lot of hours on it, some days not so much. I think the battery's fine, because otherwise I can go a full day, no problem. I have not had a problem going a full day at battery. Even with 5 hours of screen time, I still get home and have 30% battery, whatever, things like that. So, I mean, it's not spectacular, but for a day phone, definitely plenty battery life. 2 day, now you're kind of stretching it, because like even after that 2 days, by 8 o'clock the second day, I had to start charging. It was basically dead. But if you're just kind of like outside a lot or something like that, then I think you'll be able to get 2 days.
Like, would you say that, like, the antenna, like you said, like, sometimes it loses signal and stuff, would you think that would cause you to, like, lose a phone call or something?
I have not lost any phone calls at all. I don't think the service is, like, terrible. It just seems like when it loses service, it takes a long time to actually get it again compared to other phones, and it might lose it a little quicker in those, like, low signal zones. But yeah, I haven't really had a problem with it. It's just like when you're going, like, backcountry highways, things like that I kind of have a problem with it. But like in town and things like that, I have not had a problem with it. But it does kind of always have kind of low bars, which I have noticed. Because like I came from the Motorola Stylus, that had great signal everywhere, which Motorola has some of the best antennas. But yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. If you live in like town, then I think it's just fine.
And performance-wise, this is the first year that, like, Google made their own Tensor chip. So would you say that, like, the performance of it, like, let's say, like, playing a game or something is slow or something? Or would you say that it's, like really, like, keeping up your last phone and stuff?
I think I haven't really played any games on it yet, but performance-wise, and then also benefits like the Tensor with the built-in, like, language, talk to text, things like that it registers very well. The Google, the Home Assistant on there, I love it. It registers. It's already registering right now. I love that. Like, you can, when you get a phone call, you can just say accept, decline, things like that. I like that. But like as performance wise, not so much feature wise, I have no complaints about it at all. And again, coming from like not really another high-end phone, like I came from the Stylus, I used the S20 Ultra for a little while. I think it's good. Yeah, I think overall I wouldn't recommend it for $900, but I would recommend the phone overall. I think it's good.
Okay. I think that's all the questions I have for you today. So if you liked today's video, make sure to give us a thumbs up. If you loved it, make sure to smash that subscribe button. So, as always, my name is Malachi, and peace.